Okay, welcome to the Coakley Middle School Building Committee meeting of April 8th. We're here at the Savage Center. Again, welcome to everybody. I see, contrary to ancient superstitions, we all survived the eclipse today, so that's good to see you all here. With that, why don't we go right to the public comments section, and do we have anybody from the public online who is willing to make any comments?
Let me look, Mr. Chairman. I did not see anybody
Okay,
when we
seeing
started the meeting.
none, I note that Rick Morrison is here. Rick, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. I'm here for, on the agenda, I believe, there's going to be a vote for some improvements on the concession stand that have been brought up and have been discussed, and I think they're pretty much all squared away. So I'm here to hope that you support those, and if there's any question or any gray areas, I can explain them away.
Okay, all right, because we'll be getting to the change orders a little bit later on in the agenda, so that's fine. Okay, good. All right. Nobody else from the public here today? Okay, good. Next item on the agenda, the minutes of our March 11th meeting.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from March 11th.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, let's take a vote. We do have members here virtually, so this will have to be a voice vote. Again, we're voting on the minutes of the March 11th meeting. Okay. Matt Lane?
Yes.
Paul Riccardi?
Yes.
Jason Adams?
Aye.
Bob Donnelly?
Yes.
Teresa Stewart?
Yes.
Dave Hiltz?
Yes.
Diane Ferreira?
Yes.
Margot Frazek?
Yes.
And chairman votes yes. So that's unanimous. I believe that is, what, 9-0? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, good. Okay, thank you. Next item are the invoices also of March of 2024. Any questions, comments? If not, pleasure of the committee.
Walk you through if you'd like, Mr. Chairman.
Hmm?
I could walk you through if there are
Sure.
any questions. I could walk you through.
Okay.
So our Vertex invoice, construction administration invoice for this month, as well as $11,000 for testing, third-party testing and inspections. And AI3 as a progress construction administration invoice, as well as some consultant costs, their geotech engineer and their lead consultant for this month. And then finally, the WT Rich requisition 10, which includes some progress on previously approved change orders. This month's requisition from WT Rich brings us to about 28% complete construction progress. So total value for this month is $3,824,867.47.
Okay, thank you.
Move to approve?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, again, let's take a voice vote. Matt Lane?
Yes.
Paul Riccardi?
Yes.
Jason Adams?
Aye.
Bob Donnelly?
Yes.
Teresa Stewart?
Yes.
Dave Hiltz?
Yes.
Diane Ferreira?
Yes.
Margot Frazek?
Yes.
And chairman votes yes. Again, that's unanimous, 9-0. Again, thank you very much. All right, we now go to project update, and Chase, it's on you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening, everyone. Continuing with our theme here of our time-lapse overhead shot that W.T. Rich has been kind enough to help facilitate each month. We're going to pick it up from the new year and progress from there. But back when it was a bit colder in January, you can see where we were right after the new year in the last couple months. The evolution of really the building envelope is the most noticeable change here, obviously having completed steel and working towards weather tight with the building, which is an important milestone that's on track and exciting and allows a lot of the interior rough work to begin. So moving along well. You can see a lot of the roof material for what is actually the A section. From this view, the far right is your A section. You can see that roof material stored, and they're working their way across into this month. And then some interior shots, which our site manager, Lou Capone, was able to pull together for us. You can see framing starting, rough framing on the interior in Area C, and the progress with the building envelope AVB barrier going on in the exterior. Getting ready for windows and siding. So again, some progress shots on the envelope assembly, how that progresses through area B and C. Shot on the right, that's your progress with the roof install above the gym. And then on the left, beginning of some rough equipment install, some rough mechanical equipment being installed over the last month. So that's really been our big picture. The drive here is working towards reaching temp weather tight in May, about a month or so. And as we progress with that effort, the interior fit out will start with rough framing and then rough mechanical systems. Elevator shafts are progressing. Again, completing the roof over the next month is our important milestone for us for the sake of getting the building weather tight and progressing the interior, like I said. And that's what the bulk of the effort will be as we continue in the next 30 days. You'll see the envelope get tightened up and interior rough progressing. We have had some first inspections, electrical and plumbing inspections in the first areas of Zone C, which passed over the last week and a half. And we've been coordinating with the facilities department for review of rough install on site through our OAC meetings.
And you have a monthly meeting with the facilities department?
We do. We
On-site?
established with Mr. Riccardi's team and Mr. Folan progress walks once a month just to observe the in-wall rough, the above-ceiling rough, make sure that the system's going in place, that facility's aware of where they are and how they're being installed and how to locate them. So,
Mr. Chairman, that, excuse me, that's what the DPW guys do.
Okay.
Especially the water and sewer guys.
Okay,
They come in and get to take a look.
okay.
and with part of our coordination effort through the weekly OAC
Yeah.
meeting with the team. But yeah, so going to be a busy site, getting busier, and we're actually going to, a little further in the presentation, we'll talk about looking forward to the summer here and just planting some seeds on what you can expect through the spring and into the summer as activity on site increases. But
Right.
first, we're going to talk through just a quick update on.
Okay, just quickly, before we go any further, I mean, I know there's been some discussion in the last few meetings about having an on-site visit. Second Monday in May may not be a good time, because it's the Monday of the first night of town meeting.
Sure.
So I would suggest that, if we want to maybe schedule a visit, maybe for our June meeting, we have it on site, and maybe have a June meeting at the building.
We can arrange that.
I think that seems reasonable to people. Okay.
For 4:30, we'll meet, and then we could walk Would you like to walk before or after, Mr. Chairman? Would there be any preference?
Pleasure of the committee. I mean, I think it really depends on people's schedules. I don't know if earlier is good for people, unfortunately.
Okay.
You can go earlier with this. We want to meet at 4 and walk and then do the meeting at 4:30.
Why don't we do that? Why don't we schedule it for 4? Okay.
Committee tour at 4, meeting at 4:30?
Yeah.
Regular time? Okay,
Yep.
perfect. We'll set that up for June.
Good.
Yeah, it'll be, building will be progressed as far as slab on deck placements, the slab,
Yeah.
tripping hazards will be minimized, and we'll have some active stairs, but obviously active construction site and we'll arrange with hard hats and safety
Okay.
PPE. But yeah, that'd be great. Awesome, looking forward to it. So yeah, shifting to an update on furniture, fixtures, and equipment. This has been a team effort, and thank you, Margot, for all of your coordination efforts with your department heads and user groups. We have a draft list to set our budget, which we're very close to what was in the original agreement. We're slightly over due to some coordination of some items that were required through the departmental review, but we're essentially on budget at this point, and I do have a summary that we can share. I'll show you on the next slide. But ultimately, our next steps here are the goal being to get final equipment list review and sign off by the end of this month, with the goal being that we can use that final list to establish our proposal request to potential bidders through the summer. Ultimately, trying to get our purchase orders processed and in the works for next fall by the end of next year, roughly, to get all of the furniture, fixture, and equipment ordered. So we're actually probably a little bit ahead of schedule there, but it's been going very smoothly and a great coordinated effort, and so far so good. So we're going to wrap up that process this month, and then we'll begin the RFP process through the summer. So just to share a little bit of our tracking mechanism, and I can share this with the committee if you'd like, but through our user meetings, we developed this equipment matrix to itemize all the materials that are required by the different various user groups. They're categorized, they're itemized, priced, and incorporated into our spreadsheet here. So we're tracking everything right down to the dollar. Right now, we're in an estimate stage, and comparing that, like I said, to our budget. We're just over, but at this point, we think it's essentially de minimis, and we can move forward with quotes and get a real value to see where we stand at this point. But once we get those values back and recommended bidders, we'll populate the spreadsheet. We'll share an update as we progress, where we stand, and then present recommended awards for approval to the committee as we get them. As we move forward.
And I'd also like to thank Margot and her staff for all the work they put in. They did a yeoman's effort, and I
Yes.
think that it shows in the quality of the product that we have, so thank you.
Little bit of a share here. We had set up some mock-up space at the school for options associated with potential furniture selections. High emphasis on kind of modular configuration and flexibility is the goal here. So sharing some photos of some of the selections that are going to be priced as the basis of budget. We're completing a similar process on the technology side of the budget with Joe Kidd, the Information Technology Director for the district. Same idea, developing that matrix with Joe, looking to finalize that budget. Realistically, by June, end of the school year, with the same logic of soliciting proposals and quotes, and we'll populate our technology matrix, which again looks very similar to the FF&E matrix we just shared with you. But that process is going well as well. Not as far along as the FF&E, so we're not sure quite yet if we're going to land on budget. We do think we may be over, but TBD until we finalize that list, and we'll get our estimate together, and we'll provide another update from there.
Okay, in terms of procurement, I know there's been concerns in the past about availability of equipment and materials, et cetera. We feel comfortable with the schedules we have and what we're looking to procure, that we can meet the timeframes?
That's been part of our discussion and planning, Mr. Chairman, and right now there haven't been any unusual lead times noted
Supply
of
chain
concern.
seems good.
So far, so good.
Okay.
Which is in line with in these milestones here and these procurement milestones. That schedule's in line with our construction schedule. But right now, there haven't been any raised concerns for
Okay.
procurement. Certainly something to keep track of as we actually place orders and confirm deliveries, but so far, so good. So again, future meetings will, as that matrix gets updated, similar to FF&E, we'll provide an update. When we're ready for award, we'll bring a recommendation to the committee. We've been providing meeting summary each month, really, last month or so, and important meetings looking ahead. Really just noted a lot of our user meetings here. That was a pretty intensive effort, which is coming to a close here this month. As far as upcoming important meetings in April, we did have a site coordination review with Allcom regarding the regional dispatch antenna system coordination, which was helpful. Had that last week. That process is on track, which is great, and we coordinated with W.T. Rich as well in the field to make sure those field conditions are coordinated with the grant scope. So that was reassuring, both for the project and for the community. Really looking ahead, continuing with technology and FF&E program meetings, along with all of our usual weekly and monthly recurring meetings, lead update, PCO review, OAC meetings as well. Moving forward. Really just summary with respect to construction administration, RFIs, submittals, everything's in progress and going smoothly with AI3, which has been great. Lucas has been all over it, certainly very cooperative and constructive with all of our submittal review and RFI review. With respect to MSBA, probably our biggest update was that we received our formal bid amendment on April 1st, earlier this month. We will be circulating that for signature and approval. But it was a positive update. MSBA had been expecting and promising some additional reimbursement, additional funding, and the project did receive that. The reimbursement rate was increased by about $30 per square foot for the project, so that increased the total facilities grant reimbursement by about $6.5 million. So reduce the potential burden for the town of Norwood. But again, part of that is you have to complete the reimbursement process. They have to validate, audit, and confirm all the expenses against that maximum eligible amount.
Right, I mean,
But,
so that's the maximum amount.
Correct.
I mean, if we go right to the edge of the budget, if we're a little bit
Correct.
below as we are now, then obviously
would adjust
it'll be a little bit
accordingly.
less, but still, this is all positive.
Yes. Yeah, it was good to see. And again, our next steps will be circulating the bid amendment for formal sign-off and execution through the school committee, building committee, and town manager as well. But otherwise, reimbursement requests have been process very smoothly. We're current, and no open action items with respect to construction administration, which is great. Our next item, Mr. Chairman, was just as I mentioned earlier, with site activity increasing, just wanted to refresh the committee on the logistics plan that is going into effect for this summer 2024. And we've been coordinating this with Margot and Facilities and Rec Department as well. But this summer will be very busy. The major impact is the fact that the Rich team is going to be renovating really the two major parking lot sections on both the north and south side. South side where the buses park, kind of near the Little League field, and on the north side towards the tennis courts leading out to the football field and soccer fields. As soon as school gets out at the end of this school year, we're going to implement this logistics plan with W.T. Rich, and it's going to remain in effect really probably right up until and through Labor Day, right till the last shot's fired. But will be restored. This driveway access and these parking lots will be returned for the start of school in September. In the meantime, this summer, and we've had these conversations with Rec and some of the athletic leadership, but summer parking will be available in this blue section. For anyone who's familiar with the parking lot there now, you can see where we've got a fairly large temporary parking lot established on the Washington Street side of the property. That lot's going to remain available through the summer. It will be shared during working hours from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. with workers, but certainly available weekends, off hours, evenings for practice, etc. And when school starts in September, the same amount of parking spaces will be returned as what's being taken away. So we'll essentially return to our current setup.
So just a note that school for students starts after Labor Day. School for teachers starts before. So they'll need, I'm just thinking about construction workers will not be able to park there the
Okay.
last couple weeks of August because teachers will be.
And we do have some other temp sites that we are designating for construction as well, Margot, and we can coordinate
Yeah,
that
just
further.
really like that last week
Certainly.
of August might get a little tricky.
Orientation and movement, yes.
Yeah.
Certainly, we'll coordinate further with the Rich team and make sure that we don't impact that.
So,
How about the area to the north, that other piece of property that we bought? What's the plans for that?
There's not a current use through the project, Mr. Chairman. I don't know if the town has other
I don't know
arrangements,
either.
but
I haven't
the
heard
project
anything.
I thought it was gonna be lay-down space for,
Alex, who's?
We're gonna use some of the space for granite curbing.
right.
Okay.
Um,
It's not available for
suitable-
parking.
It's not suitable for parking
Okay.
at the moment. It can be rehabilitated, but not currently.
Okay.
As is.
Okay. All right.
So we'll make the note, Marco, like you said, for orientation, parking coordination.
Yeah, once those dates are final, I can let you know exactly what staff is expecting that.
And, Mr. Chairman?
Yeah.
Jason, do you have a date for the pool starting
It's probably gonna be it will be during the summer.
during the summer?
So they'll be utilizing the spots in the pool. I'm not sure if that's gonna be fully blocked off for, residents who wanna go walking in that area
Right.
and whatnot. I don't think that plan has been fully determined yet.
So that's another loss of parking for the construction site.
We can coordinate, as soon as we have a start date for the pool project, we can coordinate with our team as well, Jason. But that project's been forecast. I think we're aware of that. We've been working around that as well, so there won't be any interaction between projects from a construction standpoint. So we'll continue to, I think, just share this. Certainly as the time gets closer, if there's finer details to iron out, we can continue to do that. But big picture, again, just community planning. Summer will be very busy. We will have paths of access to both Little League and the football and soccer fields around the site perimeter that you can see here in green. So we're maintaining those and making sure those remain available at all times as well. But, again, we'll continue to share this so it's fresh. Anything further, Mr. Chairman, on logistics? Okay.
Any further questions? Okay.
Okay, so this is Matt, you can hear me?
We
Yeah.
can.
Yeah, I noticed that one of the trees, I'm sure you talked about this, one of the trees came down over by the Lincoln Field. And just wondering, I know we were trying to preserve as many as we could, but if maybe the thought is that it's kind of been too compromised over there because no one's taking that. I'm not sure if you guys have a take on that.
I think the tree went down and snapped because of the weather,
Oh, okay.
not
So
because
was
of the
it anything to do
digging.
with the roots or anything being compromised? Or just
No,
weather?
No.
no.
No, we had made a previous, in the past, so we had made a point to preserve those and revise the design to maintain those. But yeah, I would agree. It appears as though it was a natural,
Okay,
from the
that's
storm,
good.
natural
I mean, not good, but-
break.
Yeah. Thanks,
Okay.
Paul.
Okay, Ben.
Okay. Anything further? Budget?
Yes. Just on the construction side, forgive me my numbering, we're up to change order 7. I have to fix that, but you'll see pending change order 7 this month in a subsequent slide. And we've updated our PCO log, which there's hard copies available here. Updated our forecasting for this month between change order 7, which is roughly $50,000, and our forecast update of about $64,000. We're forecasting an overall adjustment to the contingency of $115,000 this month, which again is well within our contingency budget, and no change to the bottom line overall total project cost. With that being said, wanted to start sharing our overall project budget update. This is included in the VIP that goes out each month with the vendor invoice package. But just to walk through this, and it will become further refined. For example, as our furnishings, fixtures, and equipment begin to get awarded, you'll start to see committed cost here. Available balance will decrease, so we'll start to use this tool as an overall project budget update beyond just the construction summary that we've been providing. But again, attached here just to show you what that form looks like. It is in the VIP and certainly can scroll through in more detail as desired, but as we progress into different phases of the project, we'll continue to update this month to month.
Is this format good for people, or would somebody like, something a little bit bigger?
As one of the oldest guys in the room, I would appreciate if the numbers on all of this stuff got bigger.
And we can certainly,
And maybe on bigger paper.
we can print a hard copy too. It's in the package that goes out, but we can print hard copies if that helps too.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Okay.
The numbers bigger.
No problem. Yeah, we can break it up.
Okay.
But just important note here, this does not yet reflect the bid amendment that we received earlier on April 1st. So this was actually still the project funding agreement. So this will get updated based on the bid amendment once that's executed. Again, just introduction, so we're familiar, and we'll track this going forward.
Okay.
So the PCO that we forecast in our budget update for this month includes the following PCOs, and I can certainly run down these if you'd like, Mr. Chairman, or if there's any questions, but.
Maybe, just maybe a description of each item.
Sure. Starting at the top, we had to relocate the fire alarm control panel from the back of the building to the front entrance. We had some miscommunication with the fire department on that location, so we had to bring that out front, which was PR 26R1. PCO 63 is for custom ACM panel color to meet the true Norwood blue shade that we need for the project.
Yeah, that's the blue over the media center.
Correct on the exterior, building exterior. PCO 75, this was a change that resulted from we had early released the transfer gear, an electrical gear, to avoid any schedule impact to the project. It's been a common strategy on our projects because the power study tends to take longer than the schedule can accommodate, so it's a risk that the project team takes. Once the study is completed, after the project coordination is completed, sometimes there's some adjustments to circuit breaker sizing, some of the gear, some of the equipment. So this PCO 75 is for the adjustment of that equipment, which has been released. That's our single biggest item. And then the following 5 items here, Mr. Chairman, are 32 through 72. These are the items that affect the concession stand updates. One of which, largest of which, was an orientation adjustment that was made after some safety concerns were noted with respect to location in the parking lot and ease of use for spectators. And then these other items are smaller items associated with really finish selection in the bathroom. This cost is being proposed to provide full tiling in the bathroom that would be open to the public for the sake of resiliency, and some additional convenience outlets and some new plumbing fixtures that had previously been salvaged and existing and would be difficult to reincorporate into the new building. So these last 5 items are concession stand related. We did have one small credit for some reduction of millwork and some countertop space to try to offset some of these added costs. On the bottom line, we do have some contingency draws, some provisional contingency draws to resolve. There were some obstructions that required some additional sprinkler heads in the auditorium that were resolved through the coordination process. And then we had to provide power for the motorized shades that wasn't located in the documents based on coordination with the submittals. But again, those are being funded through contingency use proposed here.
So Chase, can you just explain a little more the power for the shades?
There were motorized shades, but the controls and the head end power for them needed to be coordinated with the product that was submitted and wasn't detailed out between the 2 sets of drawings.
Yeah, the power of the
Stealing your
shades
thunder
is not
there.
shown in the electrical drawings.
Okay, just one second. All right. Before we go any further, I just, want to note that, the school superintendent, David Thompson, Dr. David Thompson, has taken a leave of absence. So in his place for the school department, to my immediate left, I'd like to introduce Dr. J.J. Munoz, who's the acting superintendent. And next to him is Matt Wells, who is the acting assistant superintendent. So welcome. Thank you for coming. Welcome. Rick.
Just one question on the concession stand. Is there an outside bib for water?
Hose bib?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, there is?
There is.
Okay, I didn't see that on there, all right.
That's included, I think, under the plumbing fixtures.
We actually didn't, it was in the base scope.
Oh, was
So we
it?
did not need to add one as a
Okay.
change. There is one there.
Because there's one in the bathroom, right? That was original, and the additional one went to the outside. So there is one on the outside?
Yeah, so you can
Okay.
double check me there and Lucas, but yeah, we confirm this,
Okay,
you have a exterior accessible.
very good, thank you very much.
Okay. Any further questions on change orders? Comments? Anything further from you, Chase, on the change orders?
No, just the total proposed value of change order 7 is $50,284.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the $50,284 for the change orders.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Do we have any further discussion? Hearing none. Again, we have members here virtually, so let's take a vote. Matt Lane,
Yes.
Paul Riccardi,
Yes.
Jason Adams,
Aye.
Bob Donnelly,
Yes.
Teresa Stewart,
Yes.
Dave Hiltz,
Yes.
Diane Ferrera,
Yes.
Margot Fresek,
Yes.
and chairman votes yes. Thank you. That is unanimous.
I know
Hey, we have anything else, Chase?
That was, we're just about it. Just a note, again, we've got the PCO log again. These are, the green items on that log are what we just reviewed and approved. The remaining items are under further review and negotiation with WT Rich and the design team and Vertex.
Okay.
But the value of those open items was incorporated in the budget update this evening. And that brings us to the conclusion of the presentation, Mr. Chairman.
Anything further? Anything anybody would like to add? Hearing none, I would then take a motion to adjourn.
I'll move to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion made and seconded. I'll just do just a simple voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Thank you.